If you're moving to Newberg or thinking of moving to Newberg, one of the questions you're probably wondering is, well, which neighborhood is right for you? Well, today I'm going to be showing you around the Greens neighborhood. Now, the Greens neighborhood is a collection of higher-end homes on the southeastern side of Newberg. Basically, it's a home that's very community and family-oriented. There's also a lot of retirees and a lot of people who love golf here. Essentially, there's a lot of homes within the 2,000, 3,000 square foot size range. There's also a range usually between the $600,000 and $800,000 range. But I'm going to be showing you around some of the cool things about this neighborhood, and if this is a neighborhood that you think is interesting, you might want to come check it out. By the way, if this is your first time to the channel, my name is Daniel Roberts. I run a small real estate team here called the Joyful Roberts Group. We're helping people move to Newberg all the time, so if you're interested in coming to this neighborhood or another neighborhood in Newberg, or you just got questions in general, feel free to reach out, call, text, email, whatever you want to do. Also, feel free to subscribe to this channel because this is all about what it's like to live, work, eat, play, sleep in Newberg. So I'm going to go ahead and show you around the Greens. If you got any questions, reach out to me. Like I mentioned, most of the homes in the Greens are going to be somewhere in that 2,000 to 3,000 square foot range. Now, there are homes that are a little bit below that, some homes that are going to be obviously above that, but usually it's going to be a good size home with a lawn that is a good size but doesn't require a ton of maintenance. There's also an HOA on most of the homes. Not every single home has an HOA, but most do, and that's going to range somewhere around $200 to $300 per year. The Greens is located right next to Chehalem Glenn Golf Course, which is the only golf course in Newberg, and it's actually a pretty decent one too. Now, I personally am not a great golfer because somehow my baseball swing did not transfer into a golf swing. However, a lot of people who do like golf tend to like living in the Greens because it's really close access. And I'm personally kind of curious how many people in the Greens have their own golf carts, because every time I'm over there, I always see people tipping around in golf carts. One of the things you'll also see in just a minute is that there's part of the golf course that goes right through the Greens itself, which I think is a pretty interesting feature. Now, while in a way being in the Greens can feel like you're really far away from everything, you're actually still just a few minutes from downtown. You're just a couple minutes from Fred Meyer, which is the biggest shopping center in downtown. A lot of the different local shops and areas are on this side of town next to the Greens. So it's a great way to feel very secluded, away from everything, around great neighbors that you'll want to make friends with, while not being so far away that it takes forever to get somewhere. Now, like I mentioned, there are many homes that do back up to the Greens, which personally I'm not a huge fan of, because me as a golfer, when I hit a golf ball, there's a pretty good chance it's either going to go through someone's window or I'm not even going to be able to find it. So I guess you just kind of have to bank on people being a better golfer than myself. The homes that do have the views over the golf course are some of the best views around here. So if that's something you're looking for, the Greens definitely has it. One of the things I love about this neighborhood is that even though there are a lot of homes that are somewhat close together, they're really not cookie cutter homes. There's some pretty cool architectural styles, and if you get a home here, you're not going to feel like you have the exact same home as everyone else around you. The other cool thing is, even though it's named the Greens after the nearby golf course, it's pretty green in general. There's a lot of greenery, there's trees everywhere, and even though despite the occasional lawnmower in the background, it actually is very quiet because there's no major roads around here. One of the other neat things about this neighborhood and the golf course is that the golf course actually backs up and is kind of like in the middle of the actual neighborhood. So when you look on the map, it looks like there's like a tiny little golf course within the neighborhood, and golfers will actually come in, golf right in the middle of all these homes. So if you like golf, this is definitely the place for you. One of the other fun little things that I personally like about this neighborhood is that all the streets have some type of golf-related names. So you've got names like the Greens, Ironwood, Masters, things like that. Most people may not care about that, but I personally think it's kind of cool. The Greens is also a really fun place to come during Christmas time. It's a place that we like to drive with our kids because they have tons of Christmas lights everywhere. I don't know if there's actually real competitions or not about Christmas lights, but it feels like it because almost every home seems like it's trying to outdo the next one. One of the great features about the Greens is Shad Park, or Shad Park, depending on how you like to pronounce it. But this is a great playground that's also open to the entire community. So this is a place that we've come with our kids several times. And I think because they like the sandbox and the slide. Honestly, it's not one of my favorite parks, but there are a lot of really cool things about it. So I'll show you around and then you can make your own decision on whether or not you think this is a great park. One of the things I will say is that this park tends to draw people from all around. We've met people that have come all the way from Portland to come here. So there are some really cool things about it, and I'll go ahead and show those to you right now. All right, so behind me here is what is usually the sand pile. Now, I'm actually not exactly sure what work they're doing on it right now. Obviously, they're doing something, but typically this is a sand pit. They've got all kinds of trucks in here, and so a lot of kids like it. There's also one other sand pit that's closer to downtown, but on this side of town, it's really the only public sand play area for kids. Behind me here is also by far the biggest slide in Newberg, and this thing goes pretty darn fast. Kids obviously love this thing. If you've got little kids, you got to be sure and make sure you catch them at the bottom. A lot of times kids will get to the top and then get so scared they don't even want to come down. And then right over here is a really interesting kind of rope play structure. So it's kind of like a jungle gym made out of rope, so kids can climb all up in there and all around it. And then back there's a basketball court for people to come and, well, play basketball or whatever they want to do with a basketball court. All right, so I'm actually going to go ahead and head up here and try this slide. Now, it's been quite a while since I've done this, and we'll see how this goes. I got my running athletic shoes on, see if I can make it up this dirt hill, and we'll see how fast this goes. I might regret this. Well, that's not too bad. Got to make sure and catch yourself at the end. All right, I'm actually going to take you back up here. Probably should have filmed that while I was up there, but now I'm going to get some more exercise. But there's a walking trail that goes all the way up there, so I'll go ahead and go up there and show that to you real quick. All right, for some reason I decided to jog up instead of just walk, because I didn't want to take the time to go on the entire trail. But you can see kind of loops back and forth. I just ran off the side. Can't really do that in the winter when it's muddy, but it's a really cool area to come walk, get some exercise, and there's really great views over Newberg as well. Now up here, the trail goes up even higher, and it loops around and then comes back down over on this side. I think the whole thing's like close to a mile or something like that, but from the top, you get some really beautiful views, and obviously there's really beautiful views from up here as well. So it's great to come hang out on the playground, do some walking, get some exercise, and a lot of people really like this trail, and we like it too. So if you're thinking of moving to the greens, it's definitely a spot worth coming and checking out. And even if you're not moving to the greens, it's just a good spot to know about anyway. And thankfully, going down is easier than going up. If you're interested in touring any of the homes for sale in the greens, or you have other questions about moving here, you can reach out to our team using the info that's showing up on the screen. If you want more information about what it's like living in Newberg, go ahead and check out one of these videos that's popping up on the screen right now, or go ahead and check out our channel. And of course, if you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss these videos when they come out. And with that, I'll see you in the next video.